Welcome back to episode 20 of our Let's Play. If you missed the last episode, we took a break from building and ventured out into the world in search of some very specific things. Today, we'll take some time to focus on the details in our world and make things pretty. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing, and hype the video if you think other people should discover this channel. Hypes are not available everywhere, so no worries if you can't. If you don't know what to comment today, comment "Details Matter" or leave an emoji for the sake of engagement. Let's play Minecraft. Welcome back to another beautiful day in our Let's Play. As I said in the intro, we are going to do a whole basket of things today, so sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode. This episode is going to be a little different from normal, where I'm going to be focusing on details around the world instead of doing one big build. So it'll be kind of like a clip show. If you don't know what those are, it's basically when a show or program does a few little smaller ideas to make up the whole thing. And this is to make sure that we don't leave too much behind in the world, meaning, you know, that has been sitting empty for a while. This is empty. This is kind of empty. And then we also got our pathway looking great from a surface level, and then it's kind of floating. So what we're going to do today is go around the world and work on some details. And I want to try and do about every 20 episodes or so, one of these episodes where we go around and do some details. So I've got a whole list of stuff today, and we're going to start out with our lovely log run. I know I wanted to build that in the last episode before the last one, so not the last episode, but the episode before that. But I just simply ran out of time. Now, when I run out of time in recording, it's not because like, oh, I don't want to play anymore. It's just because I physically don't have any more time. So we're going to have these episodes to just go ahead and make sure everything is tip-top shape, all detailed and made to look pretty so that we don't have to worry about it later down the line. Now let's start with our lovely log run. Now we're going to start by placing the beginning chest and the ending chest for these logs. I was going to do some... Oh, I don't have it in there. Is it in here? Nope, that's empty. Is it in here? There you are. I was going to have some redstone, but we'll see how it works out for today. But we're just going to go ahead and place two chests right here. Is that central to the spot? Yes, it is. And then we'll mark where we need to get from down here, or from up there to down here. So I'm not entirely sure how I can do this in a way that doesn't interfere with that path. There's a few ways I can do this, but I think the main thing we need to focus on is lining this up with something right there, like with something on the house. And it looks like I'm just one off from being perfectly square with the side of the building. Well, hold on, let's see. This is 126, but X is 267. Let's check it out real quick. Oh, and this is a perfect lineup with right here. So let me go check. Oh, wait, no. We started with the actual, yeah. So we're going to be one off, and it might look a little weird. Geronimo. Let's see. But I think there might be a way I can finagle this log run into the actual chest still coming out right here. Because the thing I want to do... Yeah, 267 right here, and then 268. I can probably put a little curve in. The thing I want to do is build a pathway down here just to make sure that we can get some logs, you know, falling. Because the idea is we, in a perfect world, will have a little dispenser chest that pops out blocks as it has it, and there it goes down here, you know, just wood blocks, and then comes into this chest. Completely unnecessary, yeah, but fun and an opportunity to have a cool build, of course. So let's go ahead and do this. This is going to be the main project. I think this is going to take up a good portion of today's time, which I'm fine with that because I've got a huge list of everything to do. And like I said, I don't try to aim specifically for 2 hours, but I try to keep it under or at 2 hours for video length. So that's what we're going off of, and we'll see how this turns out. First things first, let's just clear this out. And I think we can make a nice little sloped track for the logs, a little chute, I guess, with just some of the stuff we have. Now, I think I might try and use some stone. I was gonna say stone, but I could honestly use either not an aqueduct build, but I'm thinking maybe like some copper and then some spruce trapdoors. Did I plant any spruce up here? I definitely should. I don't know if I did. I don't see much spruce, so I know I reserved some space. We'll see. Also, this is turning out great. I love how this looks. I haven't chopped down any trees in it yet, but I mean, of course, I'll keep going at it. Now, this honestly doesn't really need that much detailing. Maybe some lights and stuff going throughout it, but I think that this serves the purpose exactly for what it was built for. So we're gonna leave most of this. You know, it's just supposed to look like a nice forest and just be our little tree farm. Which that's also in my agenda, filling out the inside of that with some detail blocks as well. Okay, so assuming that this is the origin point, I can go about this a few different ways. I can dig down until we reach that point, but realistically, I think a log run, I think sometimes they do have little bit like bumps in them. Like if I go, like I can go all the way down through here, and then if I go like right here, I can have just a little bump to keep that over. We'll have to see what happens. But I'm thinking we'll get some wood for this. Most log runs, I think, are wood. I mean, most of the time they just send them down the river. But in this case, you know, we can't really do that. So we'll improvise. I have not much spruce at all. That makes sense. So I'm definitely going to plant these up. And I'm definitely going to look into, actually, let's see if I can, but I'm going to plant a mega spruce or a mega taiga tree just so that we can, you know, get some use out of this pretty quickly. So let's take this and turn you into trapdoors. Only 10, really? All right, well, we're going to turn these into a lot of trapdoors because we're going to need a lot. Now, is this overkill? Absolutely not, because you think we're going to need a spot for everything. Now, the main thing that I need to do is I need to make sure that the drop doesn't stop the wood. I need to make sure there's a just constant little current that can carry the wood down for me. And I think we're just going to sleep up here for the time being. You know, we'll take this bed around with us, just make sure we don't have any monsters nearby. I also need, I don't know if it's going to be this episode or the next episode, but I do need to get my mending villager underway. So we'll do that. But first things first, let's plant some of these spruce trees and get those going while we're waiting. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and chop like these trees down. Of course, I need to get rid of you so that you decay. Come on, almost there. There we go. And I'm gonna chop these down and then plant some spruce trees in this back area. That way nothing really gets in the way, but also I don't have to do too much. What are you doing? You're the wrong, yep. You're not supposed to be like that. There we go. And I'm glad that this mod can distinguish between the different leaf types, you know? I guess that's why if it's attached, it doesn't really do anything without manual intervention. So let's see. I think just clearing out this little area right here will be fine. And then we can plant these little saplings and let them continue to grow. And then of course I'll plant a large taiga tree over here. This will be our dedicated spot for just taiga trees in general because of the podzol. I don't think anything's gonna come of it, but it will be fine. I think actually if I just raise it up a little bit, we'll be fine, but that's okay. If we just pick one spot and place it in the same spot every time, I think we'll be fine in the long run. And let's just clear this out just a little bit. I say as I remove half of the mountain. There we go. Also, thank you for leaving all your comments and everything. I know I said on the 17,000 subscriber post, which that's also crazy, but I said I'd resume responding to your comments, and I will, because, you know, I enjoy doing it. I try to do it, but you just got to understand I don't have as much time as I used to anymore. So it takes me a little while to respond to the comments, but I do try to respond to as many as I can because I enjoy it and you guys teach me a lot through the comments. So there's not really a reason that I shouldn't respond to the comments. All right, let's plant here and let's just do that and grow. Oh my gosh, really? That shield's annoying. And it should just make us, there we go. If we plant it in the same exact spot, which is like right here, it shouldn't grow too far. I mean, if it does, that's fine too. We can just add to the texture. Oh, okay, cool. So I'm actually going to mark just the corner right here with a torch for now. And that way we can just keep track of all of this. Now, I do need to take these, and let me just... I need to empty my inventory, really. So let's go ahead and do that after this tree, because, you know, that's not a ton of wood. Oh, dear. Okay, what's going on? Why are you suddenly... Is that it? Oh, let's try this. Grow. Why aren't you growing? You really gonna do this to me? Oh. Okay, they're getting shorter. It's interesting. Well, that's okay. I don't know why I did that, but this area is just going to be the podzol area. So let me make some of these, and then we'll continue on with actually building. I want to focus on that. And then I realized as part of this little tree wall, we can just make all of this, well, a tree wall. As part of the detailing, we can make this back here a tree wall. We finally have a use for this. So I can put saplings there. Oh, we'll put those there. Oh, and you can store multiple. That's nice. I like that. So now we just have a place for all of our saplings and a quick grab station, because that is going to be very useful in the future. Let me, I guess everything else I'm going to throw into storage are here. Well, we'll just put this here for now, and then we can just build our actual log run. All right, enough. That's exactly what I needed. Let me do this. Make just some more trapdoors. I know we're going to need a ton. And then there we go. Yeah, that should be fine for now. Now let's go build this trapdoor log system. Oh, should I do slabs? I might. I don't know. You know what? Let's stick with one thing at a time here. So the idea is that it's going to come out of here, and at the minimum, we need 8. So we can do 1, 2, 3. Wait, if this is the source, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the question is, can I just drop it down like this? Oh, you know what I should do? I should just take it gradually, and then we can drop it down fast once it has the clearance. So we'll do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the 8th block, which means it'll drop. And then we'll do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then let me just go up here. 7. And then we'll just drop down. Then maybe one more clearance. Actually, I think that will be fine. It's going to look weird for this first little bit, but we got to trust the process, you know? A log run doesn't have to be anything crazy, but in this case, I want it to be, you know, functional and fun. And for this, I'm just kind of laying out the pathway to make sure that we have space. So there's nothing too crazy going on here. I don't want to cut too much of this process out, but you're just going to follow this in a zigzag pattern. And then we can go right here. Oh, is that all? Okay. We can go right here, and let's go down maybe 1 or 2 more. So that way this is plenty high over this. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we'll drop down here. And then let's see. And then down here, I think we should be fine to just get a nice little decline into the area. So hopefully this works out. Again, I know it might look crazy, but we'll detail it in a sec. This one I've wanted to do for a while anyway. So just making sure that it works is enough for me. And that's not going to fly. We need to go maybe one more. And then, so that's the, is that the 8th? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. And then we'll go down maybe 3 more, right? And I've never done something like this, so it'll probably look weird at first. But the goal here is to just get a nice little log run, you know, make it look nice for us, and then try and just make something that looks good. Let's see. So this is going to take a little bit and just some patience until I can just get down here. I know this is really an interesting way of working here. If I do say so myself, but I think that should be enough to get us down here without too much fall damage. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, as long as I can hit that block, then we're good. Now, the other one I had was a big difference to this one. It relied on just taking logs, like it was taking its sweet time, essentially. So here, we'll just do this, and then this can just drop off into the log run itself. Now, how I'm gonna do this, I guess we'll just do, nope, not like that. All right, so we're gonna have to go up here and then do this all up the side so we can get the run logs up here, or not the run logs, the walls. And then is that it? There we go. I know it's gonna look weird for a second, but just trust me, trust the process. I figured should give you all a break from that, and then there we go. Now what this will look like is some of this, and then this. Now I can replace this with slabs, and that would actually make a much better. Let me do that. Let me do this with slabs now that we have our pathway marked out, because the slabs will be really, they'll be nice to have. And okay, good. I have plenty. Right, and let's see how this looks. It may be a little weird, but I just want to make sure everything's working as intended. So it should pop out here, and then once we hit these slabs, it'll pop out right here. And then we'll do this just in sections like we have been. Oh, well, that's technically right, but I guess if I misclick it, it'll be interesting. So if I can just do that, and then this would go here, this would go here, which means all of these would just sit on this side, and then we can get rid of these, and then try the slabs at the bottom here. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I think we can't. Oh well, if I can, there, I can make it like a little nicer, and then each time we have a little overhang, we can just watch these. Now let's see, how's that going? All right, so it does just need to be one here. So does that mean I can get rid of these? I believe so. Perfect. Now the question is, do I want to do that? Because will it get rid of my log? Okay, there is a potential for some loss, but I don't think there's a huge loss, and that actually did pretty well. So I'm glad we have that. I'm glad this is working and looking okay. Let's see. This one will be a little harder, but I think with some stairs I can make this look nice. Let me just do that real quick, and then we can stairway this. And we're just going to follow that down here and then see what we can come up with in terms of design. I'm glad that I planned that part out, because now I have a nice little bit of a bit of resource reclamation. All right, so that's looking good. Let me go make some stairs and we'll try this again. Well, we'll try the next part. And I think I'm going to automate this with a copper golem at some point. I think I'm going to save the redstone for later, just because I need to look up some designs and some switch designs and things like that. So I'll save the redstone for later, but what we can do is we can look at some designs and try some stuff out. I might do a redstone episode, you know, along with the details. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, here we go for the big drop. I guess we'll just, I have a predicament now. Let's just pillar up real fast right here. Ooh, look at that. All this stuff dropped for me. Well, actually, this stuff is going to be, yeah, this is going to be the block above. So it actually makes sense if I have these here. Okay. I think I'm catching it. Figuring out what I'm going to do here. There we go. And, oh, I guess some water did come down here. It had to. Because look at all these leaves. Oh, well. Let's see what we can do up here. This is going to be the hardest part. Oh, wait. No, I just got to go up here. Duh. I swear this will look nice. Just trust me on this one. Okay, so we'll do this. Place you. And then we'll just work our way down here. And I think when we get rid of all of these, we'll be good. You know, we won't have any spillage. That's the goal. The one thing I am worried about, though, is overflow on any of the blocks coming down. I don't want to lose my items. But then again, if I have a huge farm like this, then that's fine. The reason I'm doing this is honestly just having like a decorative storage area. That's mostly it. And realistically, I'll probably end up putting my logs in deep storage, but you know, we gotta make that look like this place is lived in. Can't just have a bunch of storerooms with nothing connecting it. Sorry. Bad grammar Beanin is, and this should go here, and then we just have these right here, and I think I can just catch the water by getting up here and chopping everything down. Oh, I messed up right here. And I'm going to place some, you know, supports so it's not just like floating. That's going to be something on my list. And I think I should, let's see, think about placing my support beams, but I mean, I wasn't planning on building anything from here to there, so that should be fine. Let's just check and make sure this works, at least from a water perspective, and I can deal with the overflow if there's any that comes of it. So we'll just chop you down. Oh no! We gotta fix this real quick. There we go. I messed that up a little bit. Should have waited. That's okay. That one's on me. All right, come on now. One downside of dealing with water. There we go. And that should catch everything. Did anything fall down here? Doesn't look like it. So let me get... my one torch is gone. Let me just get everything up here and then we'll sleep. All right, let's take it from the top. Oh no. I don't like that. And I don't like falling. Why are you doing that? And it's just that one, isn't it? Yeah. Can I just like pillar up and then break it? That's something I can do. I see. Oh, okay. So I genuinely messed it up. And I messed that up again. Okay, stop. Pause. Thank you. Well, at least this area is going to be clean of leaves. There we go. Now it should flow correctly. I hope that doesn't mess it up. Don't you mess it up. Well, it did mess it up. I have no idea what the water is. What the heck? That's interesting. Okay. We can just grab this. What happened here? Nothing. Oh, yeah, it touched the water. Come on, Bean. This is one of the things I dislike about dealing with water in Minecraft. There you go. Now, I might need to add some oomph to this side because, I mean, look at that. I don't know if I trust that. Do we have enough for that? I think so. Yeah, I don't know if I trust that. Let's test it with just a little bit of logs. Well, yeah, just some test items, and we'll see what we can muster up. But I think we'll have some loss there. I'd be surprised if it stayed in. That's the moral of the story here. All right, let's just follow them. Okay, they shoot down here. Whoa, they go flying. Oh, but they stay in. Okay, that's kind of cool. Now, will I lose the odd log here and there? Probably. Let's just do this and put these up here, and then we can detail this fine machine once we get it functional. And then we'll build, you know, when I say, you know, hold off on the redstone, I mean like I'll hold off on the actual redstone component, but here, like we can put a hopper down, you know. There we go. Of course you're doing this to me. Another one right here. There we go. And then here I can actually just get away with this. And then here's just going to be another slab. Yep. Excellent. And then this one, this will be a little harder. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Oh, I made that. Looky here. Turns out I had a lapse in recording, so there may be some missed footage, but essentially I was just yapping while building that. So you didn't really miss much. I'm just working on this and I just need more trapdoors and stairs. So let's just make some more here. We'll just use a whole stack. That way we can get 20. I think that should be good. Well, that's fine. Okay, we are recording. That's good. That always happens. Okay, and that also always happens. But that always happens. It's occasionally I'll have I'll have some oopsie moments, some oopsie daisy little spots where I just well, I hit the record, or I think I hit the record. But you know what? I should probably check how far along I was, because sometimes that can really throw off your video. So let me just do this since I know I'm recording right now, and then we'll dig this portion out and then finish the rest with slabs here in a second, and then do this. Looking good. And then here will just be like hoppers. Okay, cool. Nope, that's not what I wanted. There. Just fill this out with stairs like this because, well, quite frankly, we're almost finished. And I just realized what I've done here. Well, that's all right. Let's do this. Then build our stairs up. Okay, come on now. There we go. Now it's correct. And now we can just use our slabs here. Yes, perfect. All right. Now that we have that, we should be able to just slabberino this. And then, I mean, honestly, I'm just going to do this. Ooh, wait, let me put, oh, we can put, hold on, a stair here. There. Now it looks complete. Oh, dang it. There. Cool. Ah, we're so close. But I think that is nearly perfect. Let me just make some more trapdoors, and then we can check out the water situation. This overall turned out much better than I thought. And, you know, it's a little interesting, but I like it. I think it'll get buried, you know, in our build. But I think just having this little bit, like when you enter, I like it. And of course I can change it later, but I like it. I mean, this is how a log run would go in real life. Now, would it go over the road with that low of a clearance? Probably not. It'd probably be a little higher, but this, we did it perfectly. So, I mean, we can afford to expand that out just a little bit. And I might, but we'll see. We'll see. If I decide to change it, I'll just change it off camera. And then one last touch I need to do here is just place one of these like so, and then maybe place a sign. So actually, you know what? Instead of going up there, let me just do this. It's going to be a lot quicker. But place a sign down in here that will allow us to have just some wiggle room. There we go. I think that should be good. And this way, you know, oh, forgot about that feature. Excuse me. There we go. Yeah, instead of having two trap doors here, we can just put a sign there, put a sign there. And that way, when the water comes through, it'll sit here. And I don't think there'll be any issues. Oh, but I should also stop it right there. That way, you know, the water stops, but the things keep going. And we don't have to worry about anything. Now, let's see if the water itself... Oh, no. That's okay. Looks like we can fix it just right here. There. And, well, we got to get down there anyway. So, might as well break our legs again. Okay. Oh, I like that. Man, trapdoors have gotten so nice in this game. I love them. Okay. Things good. And then there you go. Off, down, there. Are you going to work? Perfect. And of course, we'll put hoppers here on the chest. And then I think I'm going to do some detailing here, which will follow after the log run, because after the log run, it's going to be this, where we're building some details out here. But of course, let's do one quick test. We'll drop a whole stack, or half. Yeah, let's do a half a stack. That way we know if we lose any. We can also kind of see. I think that's kind of hilarious that the wood is flying down here. But it looks like all of it made it. So that's good. I think the only thing I would consider changing... I'm stuck. I think the only thing I would consider changing is going to be maybe adding not stairs, but trapdoors right here. But that's fine. For now, we can focus on the next portion of this little mini segment, and that would be building the supports. Now, these should not be too complicated at all. And I think we'll be a-okay with pretty much everything we've got right now. That's nice. All we're going to do is make it look like this thing is actually supported and not floating. And then, you know, that's going to be a good thing for us. So let's do, okay. Well, I definitely want to support here. So we'll put, I guess, one right here. Should I do one right here? We'll do one right here. So close. That's okay, because we can just add a wood slab here. Well, I guess in that case, if we're going to do that, we'll just figure that would happen. Okay. You know what? So we don't have too many disasters, I'm going to go ahead and take the water back and then place it when we're ready, because I can see this going to a lot of lost materials. And we're actually just going to start this out here because why not? I think I can put one. Yep. Oh, that looks, you know what? We'll do 2 tall. Now, I know that the 1 block tall is a little meh, but, or the one, like the little wide thing right here is meh, but realistically, oh boy, what happened here? Oh, I just didn't do the stairs correctly. That's okay. Let me put you there. Right? There you go. Okay. That should be good. Don't think I see any issues there. Let's put, yep, 1 here. And sure. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll just drop this down like so. And yeah, it's gonna be a little iffy there, but yeah, that's exactly what I didn't want. Put you here, and then you there. And we can just take a little spot around this area to keep it from attaching. Yeah, that's good. Well, I could have also just gone right here. Oh, maybe we'll do that. You know what? We'll do that. That way it doesn't look too weird. And then this is all dirt. And I think that's fine. And I think, you know, given the circumstances, we're working with what we got. There's probably a better design out there, but I just want to keep this a little realistic. And what the heck happened here? You are supposed to be here? Yeah, you are. But you're not. What? Okay. Sure. See how that works. If that messed anything up, I don't think it did. That was an interesting design. Okay. What? Okay, I guess it does have to be like that. Well, does it? Let's see. Let's just do this. I mean, as long as it takes it down, I'm fine with that. Okay. That's fine. We'll just deal with that. I don't know. Some other way. Okay, I think I fixed everything. There's just a weird little I think this is exactly what I had before. It is. Okay, I don't know what happened. I really don't. But let's see. Let's see if this dirt or oh, let's just do these leaves. Let's see if these can go without an issue. All right, they're going. Make sure they don't get stuck. Good. Did any get stuck along the way? I don't think so. I know that if I need to, I can put ice here. But I think based off of preliminary testing, we are good to go. So, all right, back to the actual detailing portion. Okay, there we go. Everything's fixed. Everything's okay. It's nice and neat. Let's go ahead and I know that I just put an anchor here, but let's do one right here because, you know, we need to. Actually, let's just space it out. Just one more right here. Thank you. Yeah, it's nothing too fancy, but it's something that'll look nice. And I think I'm going to fence this off as well. Let me know too if there's any good suggestions for like ways I can improve this. I think I'm doing okay. And then here we're just going to break it for a sec. There we go. And I'm going to move this back. Now let's do that. Okay, there. All right, final decision. There we go. That way, you know, it's not like too crazy. Oh my gosh, everything's all down there. And then here, I could have one, but they're a pretty strong shape. So I'm going to put one here and then carry this over. Let's see. Yeah. Carry this over with this. Now I am going to put like a industrial fence of sorts through here. So I'll landscape this just to make it look a little nicer and a little more manicured. Because this is, after all, a part of industry. So it's going to be an important item. And then let's just grab you here. And then let's drop you there. That way, you know, we have an anchor right here. All my stuff's down there. Perfect. Put you like so. And there we go. Yeah, so it's not perfect, but there is some support to be had here. So there's that. And then from here, we'll just drop down in this area. And we can put a nice little... Sure. Yeah, why not? Let's put a nice little spot. No, I don't want to. Just put one here and then one there. There we go. It's not perfect, but the alternative is I could do a larger design, but that's fine. You know, it's supposed to look a little flimsy because in real life I think log runs they're pretty, well, if they do have them, but this could be a good industrial zone. Now, what I'm going to do here is actually grab, well, we should probably landscape this. So we'll pick this one right here, and then we'll just dig up. And that way we can have just a nice slope for everything to follow. And then the fence will just go up top. Does that make sense? So it'll be like an little industrial fenced in area. And then do the same here. So this is just going to be a nice, gentle climb up here. Oh, I did that wrong. That was the wrong side. There we go. It's right here that it is. So we're going to just nice and gently. And there we go. Perfect. And then any changes in elevation will just be addressed with here. So we'll match all of this like so. And that way, you know, it's quite easy. You know what? I'm going to even continue this and just dig it out like this. And then we're basically just going to staircase this up. You know, make it look a little more supported than it is, but also just more intentional. You know, when you're building things like this, there's definitely some intentional planning to them. So I wanted to make it look like that. And then right here, I'm just going to follow the landscape up, and we'll have this just be stone. And then we'll trim it. We'll trim it so that it's not like too messed up on this side. So basically all I'm going to do is this, and then match the landscape just outside so that we can put some fences on here. Or I guess, I don't know, in general we could, I'm just going to match these blocks to it. And then we'll just put this like so. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. Because that way I can just put a fence up here. Good. And then we'll just do this right here. You know, it's, again, a little more for safety than it is anything else. So we'll just do that. And then here, I'll bring this up like so. And then we can just have a proper safety channel down here. And then you can turn into an actual pole. There we go. Get rid of all these leaves. And then do the same on this side. So I'm just lining it up to have some stone here. That's all. And then we'll build a fence around it. And I think some of you have seen my industrial fence design, but I will definitely highlight that. Oh, well, I had to cut some of that because that would have taken forever. All I did really was just terraform this a little bit and just bring it back. So we've got that, and I'm going to be quiet and let you hear the picking of the pops. Well, I think that's good. Let's go ahead and just get this little bit out here and then just terraform this. Well, not terraform, but make it so that we can build our little fence. There we go. I was thinking about doing walls with this, but that's okay. We can just do fences. Or, well, not fences, but, you know, the normal stuff. And then I'll pull this back. I'll likely terraform this in the future. We need to figure out what we're doing with this road, but here we can just go ahead and build these up. And let's see. You know what? This will probably be the easier thing right here. Yes. And then I don't really need these to be anything else. So these can just be pillars like this. And then we'll just ensure that there's a safety net. Now, of course, I'm going to ensure that, well, actually, yeah. I was going to say, of course, I'm going to ensure that I can get around here. But for now, we'll just add some safety layers here. That way, we're safe. And it looks safe. Now, this will probably just be like a E portion of the build. But we need to do it anyway. So There we go. And then, yeah, that looks a little weird. So maybe I'll just take this one down and then grab this. And that does look a little better. Yeah, because we'll just have to do this anyway, since we've got a little podium right here, or not a podium, but a post. There's that, and I am placing everywhere. And then we'll just place our fence post going down here. I don't need any supports in the middle of this. I think we'll be just fine, but I am going to make sure that these are actually like not bulletproof. There's not even bullets in Minecraft, but I'm going to make sure that these are placed correctly so that they're mob proof. There we go. That's what I wanted to hear be then. We'll just place these down here. And there we go. All right, there's a little bit of a change, but that's okay. I'd rather it be like this so that we can at least see what's going on. And then here, we'll just do that, and our fence is good. Now, granted, if mobs could jump, there might be a little problem, but luckily they can't. And there's that side. So, you know, it's not perfect, and of course I can revisit these details in the future, but the point is we have a safe route in and a safe route out with, you know, just some safety features brought into the whole thing. Now, in this portion here, I'm not really too sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to have like a wall of sorts, you know, come out here. So from this side, we'll just do like 1, 2, and then maybe some dirt, and then we'll do 3. We'll do 3 just because I don't want it to, like, you know, butt up against this, and then we'll just do 1, 2, and then maybe I can do this. So we'll do 1, 2, 3 like that. 1, 2, and then we'll put dirt here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And then we'll fill that in. So that way there's just like a little bit of a curve to this wall. And then we'll drop down here, get ourselves some bread. And I'm not too sure what we'll put in this wall right here, but I know that we can just do this. Actually, hold on. Here, I'll make it easy for us. And then, you know what? We can just do... Yep, okay, we'll have to do that up there. But I was going to say we can do a nice little pattern up here. Let me just dig these out. Oh, so close. And yeah, sure, that's fine for now. And we'll do this. And then from here, I'm actually just going to use all this dirt to fill this in. So no point in that. So let's fill it in. And the reason I haven't put anything in here yet is because I think I'm just going to wire it up to where if I put a chest in here, then it just puts in a hopper and then drops it down in here, and then the dispenser just shoots it out in the log run. So that's why I'm saving that for later. I will admit it's a tad bit crowded right here, but I am going to add this little portion just as a service spot, and then this can just be one of you, and then you know what, I'm gonna put a wall down there and see how that looks. It's not much, but it's okay. I think I'm also going to continue this side just a little over here, because one of the items on my list was, you know, path wall, but that's kind of in the that's in the lower side of things. That's something I can do off camera. This one I want to make sure that we're at least detailing the existing builds that we've got so far. So that means that I'll go ahead and dig this out, and then we'll just fill these in with cobblestone as I see fit, mainly just because, well, it's going to be just a little yard, you know, nothing too crazy, but I also want to make sure that we're committing to the bit, and then we'll fill out this portion here. This is going to be easy just because, well, we just want all of this to look nice. That's all. And I'm not doing any special design. I'm just filling this in for now. I'll probably add some variations in the future, but right now we're just going to add this because this is a large portion, and I wanted to make sure we focused on this because pretty much everything else is a lot smaller and requires a lot less block input. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of here. And then we'll just put that there so that no one falls off of this little area. I think overall, we're going to just follow this line eventually. But for now, making sure that no one falls here, that's okay with me. And then we'll go grab some various blocks and then start detailing down in this area. And then here we're just going to do standard detailing, so placing a few blocks here and there that are in from the other and just mixing them along here. Now, I don't have too many blocks of each, so we're going to spread these out a little more, be a little more worn in this area just because it's going to be a nice little, I don't know, just storage section, so most of these blocks will be covered anyway. But I am going to put in the effort of at least making some of these areas look just a little bit nicer. And then we'll have cobblestone. A lot of these we can just do with cobblestone and it'll look fine. I don't have too much, like I said, in here I use pretty much all of this and then just a little tough. Here we're using the same stuff and then just mixing some andesite in as well. And that's about it for the floor here. So we'll do some of this and then have some andesite over here. Good. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Not really too interested in all crazy here, but we do need to make sure that we're digging our stuff. Well, that doesn't make much sense, does it now? Well, that's okay. There we go. I think all my detailing blocks are somewhere else. They're probably in Winchester. That's where I've been doing the most detailing. All right. Now that that's done, let's get some logs and let's just put some stuff out here just to make it look nice. Right. Now, I was going to do a little bit more detailing like in this area, but again, you know, I'm running out of time. It's getting late, so I'm going to finish this portion up and then do this. But I'm also going to add, let's see, these are the middle, so we'll do 2 here, then 2 there. There we go. I was going to add some saws and, like, you know, some table mills that just, you know, make the place look nice, but I couldn't really figure out a good design, so we're just going with this. It's simple, it's easy, and then we'll put logs down here as a bit of show, or, you know, it's like storage. I am glad we do have our glowstone blocks. There we go. It looks nice, and we'll just put 3 of these down here. And then we'll climb up, place the chains, and then we should be able to just move on to the next section. Like I said, 1, 2. We're just running low on time here, and I want to get more done. There we go. Then, of course, I'm going to place our standard logs here, and then we'll just have... I could do some tree trunks, or not tree trunks, but like tracks, and have them like held down, but that's fine. And you know what, we'll do some different lengths here. There we go. And then just get rid of these, and then here, you know what, I'll do that. And then we can have some stripped logs as well, so just do this since they're going to be smaller. Yeah, that's nice. And then let's put some spruce down. I think this will do longer ones, and I think I want to do, I'll do that. That looks fine to me. And then just do some here, and then those, yeah, those are fine. And let me grab that, and then let's just change up this lower section just to make it even. There we go. Yeah, it looks good. Got some logs there. Place some birch logs down here, and then if I want to, I'm gonna leave space here for a conveyor belt as well. Just grab these. There we go. And then again, I think I'm just gonna do some strip spruce, or not strip spruce, just normal logs here. Yes, or strip birch. There we go. Good grief. And out here, you know, we can just do a few more, just some overflow, I suppose. I know it's kind of counterintuitive, but yeah, what else are we gonna do? And then I did leave some of the oak. That's good. And here, we'll just place you like so. And that way, you know, we can always add more details out here. But this is just giving us some more room for our area. Now, of course, I'm going to just extend this out a little bit. I might have used all the spruce, but That's fine. Oh yeah, I should probably fix these stairs as well. So let's just finish that up, and then we can call it a wrap on this side. There we go. Oh, lapis. Well, that's fine. And then we'll just get some andesite from up here and fill those in. I also need to fill in these stairs going up. So let me do that. Well, first things first, let me just put these down here, and then we can fill up the rest of the blocks. I think I should have enough. I hope I have enough. Yeah, I've got enough. That's good. And then I'll grab just a half a stack or so here. And that way we can have some more stairs. You go up there. Good. And then we'll just place these here. That way we now have a nice little spot to get down. And we'll figure out what to do with it over here. That's good. I like it. And then honestly, I think right here, I'll just fill this in with our dirt. And then I can just make this kind of like a muddy area. So I'll do that, and then we'll call it on this section of the video. Because you got to remember, I did spend a tremendous amount of time doing that. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it did take about an hour or so of gameplay. So that's pretty long when you consider my build types. Well, styles, really. And here we go. This one is just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll figure out what to do with this area, like this side. I'm not 100% sure because I made the path here, so we might just have to have like a wharf down here where we can put some ships or something like that. But out front of here, I'm just going to continue on our little dock area. Man, this shovel is so powerful for it's too powerful for its own good. Let me just pull this back a little bit, and then we can resume building. That was gravel. Oh my gosh, the shovel is unbelievable. There you go. Then let's just place blocks here. Oh, excellent. And I guess I'll just get rid of these so that it is even. That's not the blocks I wanted to place, Minecraft. Yep, and then for here, I'm just going to do a mixture of like a few little areas where there's some cobblestone, and then for the most part, it'll be just like spammed path blocks, and then just some like tall grass growing throughout it. You know, nothing too crazy. And we also have coarse dirt, so I can do that as well. I can add some of that in here. Now, I have no idea what's going on with the pattern, but that is not very random. You can kind of tell what I was doing. But if I can just do this, there we go. And then we'll just add some more cobblestone and coarse dirt in here as well. Maybe some gravel too. But I will go through and just kind of bone meal some of these areas. Not too much, enough to give it some like overgrowth. You know, it's being used, but there's like a few main areas. Some of this stuff though can be a little overgrown. So that's about all I want in that area. So that looks good. Let's just finish this up. And you know, I can even put a few logs like out here so that we can, you know, have some nice little build spots. And then we'll just do there. Or not build spots, but, you know, one of these. Perfect. You know, it'll just give us some more detailing space. And then, you know what, we'll just add some coarse dirt or something here. Actually, I kind of like the way that is. It's not too busy, but it's just busy enough to not be one block. So I'm going to leave it like that. There's that section. And let's move on to the next one. Now this next little bit of detail is going to be close to home, and we're going to do it right here. So very close to home. I'm actually going to move this out just a little bit so that we have some more space here. I think if I just, you know, I'm not too obsessed with having this like this, so we're actually going to push this back. I'm fine with having just not like a one block buffer here. I wanted to show some love to this area because we've been living here for so long, and well, it's the inside of the house is nice and detailed, but this outer section is just a little barren. So we're gonna do this, and then also kind of show some love to this area, because this has been something that's been that's been much needed. And we're also going to have, well, actually, it's not an and, but it's more of a, would you like watching these detailing episodes as live streams? Because I'd be happy to do that. That seems like a fun idea, and it's something that I could easily do. Now, I don't want to sign up for that just yet, because again, I'm unsure of, you know, how much time I have, but I think that would be something fun to do. And let's just dig this out, and I think right here is fine. You know, we're gonna give ourselves a proper yard here. So let's do that. Good. And then I think, so there's a few ways I could do this. I could do a little gate here with some fences, and that could be a method of, you know, just kind of making my house just a little safer. Or I could do, you know what, we'll match it. Sometimes I do like staircases going down here, but others I can just do this, especially since we're, you know, matching that. I'm fine with that. If I wanted to do, you know, like not other fences, if I wanted to do something that's like a little different, then I would have just, well, done that. But let's just do this. There we go. Did that make sense? I don't think that really makes sense. What I'm trying to say is, since we're trying to make this safe, let's just go ahead and put our little fences here so that we have a nice little area. And then I'm also going to just fill out this part of the yard as well. And that way I won't have any issues. And let's see, can I don't know if I can. Oh, I can. Perfect. I was like, can I put these here? The answer is a resounding yes. So we're just going to detail like this little bit right here. And I think it's going to look great. Let's just put you right there. We've got torches up on that side. And this is looking okay as well. So let me do this. And we're just going to stick with this little area here. Just because, I mean, why not? It's easy. And there's like, I don't need a huge yard, because this is going to be kind of like a historical house. And I mean, that when you have a historical house, there's really no need for anything of the sort. Now, what I can do here is I can actually, how many stairs do I have? I can turn these into andesite stairs. And that way we get a little bit of real estate back if we do this. Yeah. And then there you go. So now we have like a nice little area. And then suppose I can put one of the torches there, and then put a torch. Oh, well, we'll just put one like right here. And then in this case, let's do a tree, and let's put it right here. Nope, that's the wrong block. Right here. Then we'll go up 4, and then we'll try. We'll give that a try. Okay. Let's see. I don't know. Sometimes this game has special preferences when it comes to trees. So I might just have to build something. Okay, what if I do 3? Because it should be quite quick. Oh, hello. Just slightly delayed. And you know what we can do? We can add a lantern here. Now, do I have any lanterns? I should. I have you, which will make a great chain for a lantern. And then, do I have any iron? I don't believe I have any iron nuggets right now, but I could probably find one easy. There we go. Now let's just put one here and then see what we can do moving forward. I like having that little lantern there. That's nice. Yeah. And then I'm going to replace these with lanterns just to make things, you know, look nice. Give me that. And then on the other side, I'll do the same. And then any intermediate stuff I can just leave as a torch. Or if we have enough, I can just put lanterns right here. Let me do that. And then that. I could theoretically do this. Actually, yeah, that looks fine. And then I'll make that just even. And let's see, is there any spot? Oh, get away, zombie. You're not invited. There we go. Is there any spot that I could add one more lantern? If not, that's fine. You know what I will do? No. Okay. I was like, I will try this, but that's fine. And let me just do that. There we go. Trying to give myself just some space here. And then make it look like I've been walking around here for quite some time. And then we'll just do a little spot right here. Now, can I do a nice little bench? I think I will. I think that's going to be a nice little addition. Do I have stairs? You know, let's give ourselves a pink bench. Why not? And then all I need to do here is create that. Let's do... Oh, I should have used a cherry blossom tree. Oh, well, that's fine. And then we'll put these for our bench back. And just a nice little seating bench under the tree. And where can I put this? Is that okay? Yeah, just something nice. Then maybe like a little chair, something like that. And then bone meal. Yes, I know. Technically, this isn't good detailing, but I've always liked it. I'm not too keen on the tall grass because, you know, creepers can hide in it, but I will gladly take some short grass and flowers here. So let's just do that. There we go. And it's all coming together. I am glad that I decided to do these details. Now, the first part did take a while, I will admit, but that's okay because this next part and like the subsequent parts, those are fine. You know, we'll be okay. Let me see that. And you know what? I could add some bushes or something like that, but that's fine. Now this is, I mean, that's that. We've detailed our yard. So let's move on to the next portion, which is going to be just filling this part out and then making it nice. We need to have some attention given here. And then just to add to the randomness, I'm actually going to take that away. And now it kind of looks like a bigger pathway here. I don't need it to be a perfect grid. You know, on some cases like this, a grid is fine, but this I like. This is how I originally imagined this being in the beginning, but whatever. We now have a safe little pathway around the side of the house. Let's fill this in real quick, and then from there we will move like over here and get some pathways established and then do some light terraforming. So instead of doing a time lapse, I'm just going to go ahead and fill all this in, and then we can focus on the detailing. So there we go, a nice little terraformed area. I didn't go too far on the path. I just wanted to make sure that I had a nice little space for this set aside, and I think we're on the right track. Now here, I just want to take this down just a little bit, and then we'll just go right into a diagonal path here after this little section, just because I think that'll be the easiest way to kind of section off this area for future development, because it's a weird little spot, but this is eventually going to be turned into other buildings, so I might as well just make it work. Right here, we're going to just dig a little bit of a pathway up, and I think we'll have to do maybe just a little bit of this. So we'll do, what is it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, then 1, 2, 3. And then from here it's 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. All right. Now that we have this direction, we can kind of match this up. I'm going to just do this, and then we'll figure out how to do the pathway here. Now, I think I'm just going to make it a nice, easy slope. Give ourselves plenty of space to climb up, because diagonals are a little hard, you know, if you're not used to doing them. So it's just gonna, let's just do this together. Okay, not what I wanted. There we go. And then I don't have oak slabs on me, but I believe I have some real fast. So let's grab those, because those are going to help us as well. And all we're going to do here is take this up, and then do this. I think that's correct. Yep, it's looking correct. At least to me it is. And then we'll just go up another one here. And this is where it might get a little tricky, but we've done worse. Well, we've done harder things. Go. And then can I just like do this because yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure. Honestly, I might just do that. Then you can just go up here. Does that work? Yeah. It's a little weird, but I think it works. And then here we'll just carry this path over. Minecraft playing again, like the actual theme song. It is. Okay. Look at that. Okay. It's a little weird, but you got to remember we'll also have some blocks here. That will help our case with, I guess, just design. So let's do that. And let's put this in our offhand real quick, just so we can try and have a nice little area. There's that. Yeah, something like that. Again, it does look weird. I mean, ideally, I guess I could, I wanted to do a diagonal that just went right up here because that's kind of the fastest, but if I have a path here, then I'm also okay. You know, I'm not too upset. Nice. Yeah, this little area is coming together. Let's go to sleep, and then we can continue working on this spot. And even though it might stink, I'm going to go ahead and, well, first off, fix that, and fix that. But I'm also going to just use all of the andesite we have to give myself a nice little area because I want it to look nice. Even if we have to get more, we can always mine more. I have tons of andesite down in the quarry / mine. So yeah. So we'll go over here. Let's just plan this out accordingly. Do I want to do? Yeah. I'll just do this. And I guess when it comes to filling this out, we'll just follow this, and then anything over here we can just we'll get to it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Though it could be a good spot for it. So yeah, like right here, that's fine. And nothing crazy. Let me just do that. There we go. And I mean, like, I would probably just also be fine to have a little wall that just goes like this. Yeah. Because then, if I have a retaining wall here, you know, it's not so bad. And I guess we'll do these. Cool. And then can I turn the rest of these into slabs because I need to put slabs up here anyway. Yeah, let's do that because I also need some left over. I can try and figure out, you know, this, but this is primarily where I need the slabs. Just to have a nice little barrier right here. And we're just going to leave it like this. You know, nothing too crazy. Enough to just give us a... I guess it would be a seawall of sorts. Yeah. Well, we'll leave it like that. And then here, we're just going to dig this whole spot out. Let me see if I can mine this. I'm thinking about taking the fish market down. It doesn't really fit anymore. You know, when I had low resources and low time, it fit. But now that we have, you know, the ability to do better with our builds, I would much rather do something like nicer. So I'm debating it. I don't think I'm going to tear it down just yet. I think it will remain a fish, like a fisherman's area, but outside of that, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So yeah, we'll see. That one's to be decided because we could also build some other cool like townhouses. So you see where I'm coming from. Let me just dig this out and then we can move on to the next section, which is the areas by the milestones and just at least making a pathway up there. And then I just went and grabbed some andesite real quick just because I want to finish this wall. It's been sitting unfinished for so long, and even if we're not going to tear down the building here today, we can still make this wall look nice so that there's some sort of closure here. Now this wall, I mean, again, I'm not really doing much, just building a retaining wall, and this will most likely host, you know, townhouses or something in the future. I might need to modify the build, but I just know that right now that's what I want. Okay. Oh, yep. Yep, we're gonna have to do a little bit more digging here. And then let's just fix this right here. It's kind of looking eh. So I think all I need to do here is just make these match this. And that should be fine. Yeah, it's not bad. It was just looking a little weird. That I can get with. That's fine on that end. And then here at the wall is going just fine. Now right here, I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do. I might just do oh my gosh. I might just do like a little retaining wall around this area. So from this side, I could just go out a few blocks and then curve it so that we can have maybe like this. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then 1, and then 1, 2, and then what would it be right here? Maybe 1, 2, 3, then right here. Yeah, and then we can just like have a wall going into here. I don't know. That seems pretty easy. Let me go grab some more of this, and then we'll move on to the actual like pathway part. And then this should just about wrap this little part up. I'm just gonna take this, you know, to right here and pause like the construction on this side because, well, in reality, I'm not really going to look from this side that much. So if this is unfinished, that's okay with me. You know, there's nothing wrong with the way this is laid out, but you know, I don't really have like a set purpose for this. I'm just trying to tie some loose ends up here, and I'm going to fill this in. So now we just have a nice little area. Can I just do this? I mean, of course I can. I need to add some firefly stuff. I can add those into my yard. There. And then, yeah, we'll just do like that. That seem good? Yeah, it's fine. Good enough for me, at least. And then for our fireflies, let's just throw them. Oop, I missed a spot. There. Let's just throw our fireflies over here. Again, I'm going to leave this little area blank because we could add something here. I mean, well, yes, we can, and I want to. So we'll do that. But let's move on to this section up over here. And the elephant in the room, unfortunately, I don't think we have any need for a mushroom farm. You know, the mushroom stew doesn't really do anything, and everything else is just annoying. So we're just going to fill this in and then leave it be. Or I could use it later, but I'm just going to fill it in and tear it down because it is no longer necessary for survival. And I guess it really wasn't necessary at all. I found some mushrooms, and well, that's about it. I'm also going to just tear this down here and say goodbye to the mushrooms. There we go. And then we'll work on a pathway up here. I think it should be pretty easy. You know, what I'm thinking is I could do like some little switchbacks up here because I don't want it to go, you know, directly up, and I don't want there to be too big of an overhang. So I think that's what we'll do here. Well, that's what we'll do today. Well, no, that's what we'll do in this portion of the segment. Good grief. Right, now let's talk about this area. It's a little challenging to get up just because we've got a very steep mountain. I think that we can work our way up to this point. This can be just like a access point from the main road, and we can have something, you know, come up over here. The tricky part is going to be getting up this section of the hill. So what I'm going to do is just try and make a center line thing. So we'll do this and then that, and then here we'll just continue to follow this, and that way, well, we can hopefully figure out what's going on here. And I'm gonna just trim some of this but not all of it because I don't want to go too crazy with everything. And I would like to have a few switchbacks up here because, again, this is a really steep side of the mountain, and I don't want to just like retaining wall it, but I do want to have some good like depth to our path, if that makes sense. So let's just do this. I think if I trim this section and then we can build up, I think that'll be the best course of action. I don't know what I'm going to do with these farms. I think in the future I'm going to move them. Right now, I mean, it's not really hurting anyone, so that's fine. There we go. And then 1, 2, 3. Good. Now I could also just kind of do that. Although it would be a little weird, but I don't know. We'll see. Because what I'm planning on doing here is just making it so that I can, you know, get up here. And then from there, it's just going to be terraforming. So let's make the pathway. And then once we've got that sorted, then we're good. So here we'll just, it's probably going to, oh, it's actually not that much. I was like, this is going to be a lot of coal. It is not. So if this is the 3, then we're going to go 2. Then let's just dig this out. And then, of course, the terraforming that I'll do at the end of this part isn't going to be anything too crazy. We're just going to dig out enough to build a switchback. And the thought is I can hopefully get this all fitting into one little length right here. That's about what I'm going for. And there we go. I got the curve right. We are going to have to dig into the mountain a little bit, but that's okay as well. I'm going to do a little 3x3 square here just so we have some space to build a run up. And then we're going to start taking this up a few blocks so that we can really get some height. And actually, I think I'm just going to do, 2, and then the third will be the path block. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. Then we'll have just path block here, and then this third one will contain our little slabs. So then it's going to look like that, and then switch these out for slabs. And there you have it. And then it's going to be some stuff I have to do here, as you can see, but nothing too crazy. I'm tempted now. I was like, I'm tempted to time lapse it, but we're just going to play along here so you can enjoy. And I'll cut, just like any boring parts out. Let me just do this. There we go. And that should be good. So this way we'll get some height, but also keep it gradual. And we didn't break too much of the mountain, which I'm glad. I don't want to break a lot of the mountain, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Now, I could have just like done a quick switch back, but I like to have some greenery in this area. And I think I will add some like just trees and items like that. And then maybe add some lanterns later down the line to make it just look pretty. And here we go with our next little curve. I'm just going to do another 3, 2, 1, and then hook it back up the hill. So we'll have this. Yep, this is 3, 2, then 1, 2, then 3 here. So we can do that. Now, yes, in most cases, I would include the elevation change up through here. In this case, I'm fine with, whatever. So let's just do 1, 2, 3. Good. And then, and then like, from this point, we'll just hook it up around here. I hope that I don't interfere with this too much. I don't think I will. Okay. It's looking like we're going to be okay. So then we'll just do 3 here, 3 here. Oh, not that. That was way too much. 3 here, and then 3 here. Perfect. And then we'll just, I'll flatten a portion of this out to make it easier. I don't think all of it needs to be flattened out, but it's worth paying attention because I do need to do this. I need to build this little part out. And so what is this? This is going to be another 3. So let's just follow the curve for now. And then we can put a pin in that. So let's do this to make it easy just for the time being. And then we'll just dig up any spot that has an overhang and should have a path on it. So it's going to be here, right there. So that's a 2. Or no, that's a 1. This is 2. Yeah, so this part will be a little different, and we're going to need to do some more terraforming, but that is okay with me. We've got this. Wait, no, that's supposed to be like that. We've got to dig these out. Good. Just do one more right here. And this will be our 3. And then we'll start going back up again. And again, I think we'll be okay, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. And then this third one, we'll do our ascent. It'll look like that. Let me just dig these out. Okay, we are almost out. Well, not almost out, but these blocks are out of reach. So let me just keep digging, and then we'll terraform this and see how we can make this look nice. And well, not the future, but just this. There we are. We busted out to the top, and we kind of lined up almost perfectly with where I want to be. So I'm just going to take this path just a little bit out here so we can get a nice little curve going. And I'm actually going to rescind that and go back to the original length that we had this at, which was right here. That way we can just start turning right away. I don't really want to have to make a huge bank up here. I mean, I could, but that's fine. Then here we'll just do 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Then just a 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now that should allow me just to come up here and place this here for starters. Let me put this in my offhand so that we can see. Boom. That's correct. Yes. And then we'll do this. Nope. That's the wrong one. There. And then let me just... Nope. Not that. Of course. There. That's what I wanted. Let me see right here. Yeah, so this has a little bit of a spot that's kind of neat. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this curve right here so that we don't have too much of a little overlap here. There's this. Get out of my inventory. There we go. Just going to fill this portion in here. That way, you know, we know where the wall's going to be, and then we can work with this little area. Gonna put that there, and then this right here. Then boom, we got ourselves a wall. I'm gonna tear this down as well, so don't worry, we're not gonna just have like a random tunnel. Let's see, can I just do this real quick? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then can I just do 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. There we go. That's perfect. And this shovel is way too overpowered, but we've got that. And I'm going to place, yeah, these ones right here. I'll go ahead and do this. There. So now we have like a good little spot. And then this, we're just going to continue right here. I don't have any slabs on me, but that's okay. And then, well, I guess I can actually just stay on this portion. Let's just clean this up just a little bit. And then, yeah, let that fill out. Keep it nice. And right here, we'll just keep a wall. Yeah, it looks good. Nothing too crazy going on here. And let me just fill this in. Whew, okay. Let's go ahead and try and just terraform this bit. As for this wall, I'm going to leave it, I think. Maybe I might push it back just a little bit, but we're kind of like pinched on space, so I might just leave that and then maybe add like a fence or something over here. I don't know. Nope, that's good. I was going to say I want to take this, you know, like terraform this as mildly as possible. So I guess the best way to do that would be to just flatten this portion out and then let it sit. Well, and then we can, I don't know. It's late at night. It's like midnight. Yeah, it's almost 1 a.m. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on with this. But essentially, I'm just trying to say that we're going to terraform this. You know, now that I think about it, I think a good way to go about this will actually be maybe find a wall or build a wall and then go up and terraform this. So completely flatten this section out instead of what I was doing earlier, and then build a wall and then terraform it. Does that make sense? So instead of trying to like build a retaining wall that steps back, you know, maybe we just retain the land and then go from there. So let's see. We can do this. And I'm going to use cobblestone for now just to demonstrate, but then later on I'll switch it to andesite when I have more. And that'll be something I can do just off camera. That's nothing that takes much, you know, much effort, much like need to know, not much knowledge. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make there in my sleep deprivation. There we go. That's kind of what I was thinking. I think that might be the easier way. And then up there, we'll just have to have like a larger retaining wall. And maybe I could do something where it like offsets just a little bit, but it is currently 1 a.m. So I'm going to take a break and probably finish this on my lunch break tomorrow. Ugh. So I just caved in and I had to time lapse that. It took forever to do this, and thank you all for being understanding when delaying this just by a day. I really needed it. I didn't want to stay up too late because I didn't want it to affect my work. And then I also just wanted to really take some time to finish up what I wanted to do here. So thank you all for being understanding. I did do the time lapse over my lunch break. I know, but the clip before this, I said I'm going to finish the video on my lunch break. Nope. I did that time lapse. It was about 24 minutes. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy lunch. And then I went over and just had some lunch. Well, went downstairs and had some lunch. So we now have this spot because I wanted to finish this up here and do some detailing. Ugh, sorry about that. But it was just taking forever. And I think I have landed on a spot that I want. I think this is good. I'm going to let this grass grow in before I, go ahead and plant it, like trees and stuff. But I think this is a good start. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I think we're going to move it because I'm stuck between, do we do natural or do we do retaining wall? I feel like this here gave us a good balance between the two. And I mean, this was a very nice addition. It just looks so much nicer. It's just a little more tame. And of course we're going to leave it like this because obviously we'll open this up for building. I want to just go ahead and go up here and just continue on with our path. Now, I'm not going to do too much stuff with the path, considering that we're at about 35 minutes just on this whole area. And I do have some other stuff I want to get done, but I'm so glad that we've been able to continue and detail this place, because this place deserves love. Winchester, we made the smart decision, I'm just gonna leave that there, of mostly detailing as we build. This one, it just kind of didn't get to benefit from the format change, so that's what we're going with here. And then right here is just the easiest place to do this because it's nice and flat, and we can just do this, you know, nice, easy, not compared to that. It's, you know, the hard thing is when you're doing work like that is trying to figure out how you can incorporate the retaining wall without just doing a huge sheer flat face. And based on the, well, time lapse, like where the final camera rested, I think we did a pretty good job. Now, of course, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more detailing and stuff, but we'll take care of that. And you can obviously tell that is the next night after, you know, dinner and everything, and I feel so much better. You can tell by the end of this segment that I was like, guys, please just let me go to bed. And now I feel much better. So let's continue on with building. Oh yes, before I forget, addressing the obvious, I did have to rotate this to accommodate this right here, so we will fill this out and just make it look nice. I thought about rotating the 10, but I think being able to look at the 10 like this and like seeing it from down there like this, that's okay with me. I just want to leave it like this. You know, it's nice. This is fine. We can just build a nice little pathway down, but everything else we're fine with keeping it. And then here, and yes, I mean by I mean all of us. We are a collective. And then here, you know, it's a little bit of an interesting path. So I think what I'm gonna do is just like a mini switchback. So literally, I'm just gonna do this, and then this, and then we'll just place. Let me have that there. We'll place this here, and then just do 3, and let's see. Yeah, because now, oh my gosh, this shovel. There we go. Now I can just place this here, and everything is a-okay. Okay, cool. Yep, minimal, you know, changes, and I don't even think I need to worry about. Yeah, cool. And then we can just do like, I don't know, some terraforming or something. This will be a right angle, just because it's not so big that I need it to be, but I want that to sit like so. And then we'll continue this in the morning. Also brought up some trees that I'll just plant over here. I don't want to go too crazy just because, you know, trees are pretty, there's a lot, but I do want to have some just foliage and just nice looking areas here. So we'll just plant some of these trees like so, and then let them grow up. That, you guys are a little close. Let me just, there. And yeah, you know, just make the hill look nice. I'm not going to bone meal just yet, just because, you know, the trees growing will be more than enough for me. I will just plant some, and I will also plant some, what are they called? Oh gosh, what are they called? Cherry blossom trees. There we go. Yeah, that's good. I don't want them to crowd the road either. It's something that I am a little bit against. So we'll just place some trees here. And yeah, we'll do like, see up here, I would like cherry blossom. So we'll plant that like so. And then just like a tree here and a tree there. Mainly this is just for decorating up here, but also, you know, making sure that we actually have a valid pathway, because our pathway up here was kind of meh. So wanted to take care of that this episode. Looks like we'll have just enough. Go ahead and bring this up. I think I can do, let's see. Let's just do like a little bit of, did I do 3 there? No, I didn't. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say, let's just do a little bit of some path maintenance here. You know, there we go. Perfect. Yes. And then we'll just dig up here. And this area right here, I think I might just get some like cobblestone or andesite or something and make it like a little bit of a land bridge, because this is not pretty. But what we will do right now is we'll make the path, and then I'll just detail it and make it look nice. This is just going to be a completely straight path, so nothing too crazy. And then we'll just dig down here and make sure we are able to get down to the bottom with our slabs. Now, it looks like we will be able to. Hopefully. Yeah. I was going to say hopefully we have enough, but we'll need to get a few more slabs. That's fine. This is all part of the episode. Plus, I also need to get some more materials. And we should also add just some torches / lanterns going up throughout here because I don't want it to be too dark. And I also want this to just be relatively well lit. So we'll just keep some nice little lights going up through here. And then eventually I will replace these with lanterns. So that's nice. But I just wanted to have some actual dedicated lights going up this little area. Now here, we can do something like maybe that, nothing too crazy. It's mostly up these paths that I want to add lights just because, look how dark it is. So we'll just do this and then place one over here, give ourselves plenty of light. And then we'll place one right there. And I just realized it's dark, so we probably might have some issues, but that's okay. And then I'll place you there. And it's looking like, well, I just wanted like one sapling, but apparently all the cherry blossom trees grew into one mega tree at my farm. And so now we have all of these. But that's okay, because I want them to grow up nice and strong. I want them to look great. And I want them to fill this whole upper area. And we can also do some hidden lighting as well. But for this upper portion, I definitely want more cherry blossoms. There we go. And then one right there. That looks good to me. Nice little detail. And then we'll put we'll put one right here. You can go away. You can get moved over here. There we go. And as for like bone mealing things, I don't think I need to do too much. I could probably leave this up here like normal. And then down here, we can add some, what's it called? Plants. And what the heck just happened? Oh, okay. Interesting. Little glitch there. But yeah, let's just add some plants here. Let that grow up and then just bone meal this, make it look nice. And I know some people might call this spam, but this is how I used to do detailing in my Minecraft world, when it was just me and my friends. And I loved it. So I'm going to keep it like this. And then we'll just bone meal some of this as well because that's not really going to be useful to us. There we go. That should be... Oh, wait. Nope. I just have the last little section, and I'm just going to go ahead and take care of that. The portion up there. And let's just finish this off right here before we forget. I want some cherry blossoms on this level as well. Ooh, that's a nice tree. And then, can I just, bone meal that one? Oh, perfect. I just wanted a few to grow. Oh, are you going to grow? No. There we go. Then we'll just bone meal this area, make it look nice. Will you grow instantly? No, that's okay. And let's see here. Let me just do this. Yeah. Okay, I was like, wait, am I doing this right? I was. There we go. That's all I really needed to do. Just a small little retaining wall. That's literally it. And then I will put, we'll put a little one right here. And then that can just go down just like a little slab. And then this will just put, actually, I'll just do this. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's kind of all I needed. You don't really need a retaining wall here because there's that. But you know what? Might as well. We're just going to go right here. Perfect. I love it. And then up here, we'll finish off the little pedestal, I suppose. Yeah, that's what it's called. All right, and we're just going to do something simple here. Let's see if I can find the exact midpoint. It's looking like right here. And you know what? I'm fine with having a too wide midpoint. Spice it up a little bit, all this time spent with the 3x3 or 3 wide sections. Let's just do this. And then here we're going to put some andesite in the back. And then we'll put some of these stone stairs right here. Nothing crazy, just something to, keep it nice. Say, hey, we thought about this. On the other side, I don't know if I'm going to do the same. This side, I kind of just had to do it because, well, I mean, we got whatever this is right here. And I might honestly just put a retaining wall or something here because this just looks like, what the heck, man. So let me fill this in first and then we'll do the rest. Cow, I do enjoy having you as company, but not at the moment. Okay, thank you. Let's just do this and then put our little andesite walls back here. Now, we'll probably never see this, but hey, the details matter. And then, like, oh gosh, what can we do here? You know, we'll just... This is a very steep side. We'll just fill this out like this. Bring it all down and make sure it just goes all the way to the bottom. I think that's the best way to handle this. So before I get too distracted, let's go back over here and get this built. I think I'm just going to do a straight up just like retaining wall. That way everything looks okay. But, well, it is okay. But, you know, there's just a little bit of a difference. And that's fine by me. And then here, I'm not going to do as large of a retaining wall because we don't need it. But I am going to just do this. And why did I just put dirt right here? Yeah, there we go. That's good. I'm just going to put cobblestone here to keep the continuity. There. And yeah, that's good. All right, that's that portion. And then I'll just fill this out and then we'll call it a day. Well, call it a day on this segment. And now for the final touch. Boom. Just the lantern. Gotta have it. And then we'll let all this, you know, just grow up, and then I'll come through later and bone meal it. I feel like this is a good level of detail. You know, I really enjoy the way this looks. I love the oh, phooey, what's it called? Right here, I love the cherry blossoms going off. That's what it's called. And then let's see if we can find just the middle portion here and just make it look like we're just doing something nice. And then I'm gonna take you and drag you back just by one, and that way we have a nice little lighted a nice little lighted illuminated, there we go, a nice little illuminated pathway. And that should be the end of this segment. Hope you like this port. Good grief, I can't talk. It's only 10 o'clock at night. Ay. But I hope you enjoyed this segment, and on to the next one. Oh crap, I forgot the last little bit of copper on this area. So let me go fill that in, and then it'll be the next segment. Okay, there we go. It's all filled in now. It'll look weird until they age, but that's okay. And of course, I'm not going to forget, like last time where I forgot to put the look, I guess the reveal in. We're going to take a look right before we get to the next segment here. All right, let's see how this looks. I think it'll look good, and I think this is the best spot to do it because we can get a whole realistic view of the hill. And I think that might be high enough. But I do want to see how this looks. I think it looks really pretty. I love how this turned out. That's really nice. Now that obviously will fill out as well, but the important thing is that our little hill here is kind of filled out. And that looks amazing. I love it. It's crazy what just some detail can do, you know, to your world. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. It's beautiful. Like, look at that. And then of course we can have the 20 and, you know, have this park. I guess we can make it a park, but we'll have this park go through. We'll have this go through this entire little mountain because I can't really build on the side of it. So I might as well just build up through here. And it's kind of cool having like switchbacks right there. And then we've got, you know, just the town down here. And then we'll have to see what we do with everything else. I like that. I like how that looks. I know I said we'll detail that house, but I'm gonna take a second to think about what we should do. Part of me wants to fix that area right there and just kind of detail around the mine, make it look nice now that I know how to do pathways. And then the other part of me wants to just detail maybe the wall of the path. I'm not too sure. We have a list, and of course these are going to get done at some point, but I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. And yes, I know this is sitting out here. That is the site for a future build, so don't worry. But look at this. This is beautiful. Oh, I love it. And now on to the next segment. You know what? Since we have only about 20-ish, 15 minutes left, let's go ahead and do the mine because I want to pay more attention to up here when it deserves it. I'm not the best at interiors, but when we build this portion of the log run, then we can build the interior of that house. And I want to make it custom to just this, the tree farm. I want to make a meaningful interior for that. And then for these, we'll just group them in with the redstone episode because those are essentially redstone builds, and I need to make sure that I have enough stuff. This, the mine and the surrounding area, we can detail because, well, it's not too complex. Now, of course, first thing I want to do is fix all of this right here. This was a little bit of a mishap. I think right here it was okay, but you know what? I'm just gonna call it a mulligan, and we'll just do some terraforming here. So let me tear this up, and then we can build ourselves a nice path that leads down over to here. Now, first things first, we're just gonna make a little bit nicer of a path here. I just want to make sure that this goes out and just around this area because I think I took too aggressive of an approach here. So I want to just trim all this back and make sure that we can have like a nice gradual slope. As you can see up here, I pulled this hill back just a little bit, and I think this was before I had a really good shovel and unlimited time to build. So I think that that's kind of what happened here. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull this back in my usual manner, and then we'll pull the rest of the main area. We'll pull this back and make it look like an actual hill that would be realistic for this. So we're just gonna pull this back right here, and I think that's good. And you know what? I'm just gonna put you right there just because that kind of serves our purpose. Actually, let me just pull it back one more. There we go. And then here, let's see. Yeah, we can just, this one might be, it's hard when you've got just like one block. There we go. And then I'm gonna do that, and that should grab it. Everything fits what I want. Let me just place this, and I can place that. And there we go. And let's just continue to just pull this back ever so slightly. And you know what? We're just gonna, oh no. Oh, well, there we go. I can just do that. I was like, we're just gonna pull this and, let it drop down. But I think right here is perfect for me. And then we'll just do this and then add that little bit there. Let me just make sure we can see here for a second, and good. So let me just fill this portion in, make sure that everything's okay. I think what I'm going to do as part of the detailing process is I'm going to expand that portion up to here. Now, I'm not sure how that will work. We'll have to see what happens. I think we'll be okay, but this, it's nice. It's easy to get to. But I think with, the mine, we can definitely update this little section. This was more of, let's build it in an hour and a half. This, I like it, but I think it can be better. Ah, there we go. Okay, that looks much better than the old one, and it's actually correct. So we're going to go sleep, and then we'll grab our materials for this next portion. I don't really know how detailed I'm going to get, but I know that I want to at least get the railway track platform laid, just make it look decent. Oh, hello. Okay, well, I'm just gonna grab some of this, don't mind me. And it looks like we have a good bit of everything so far, so you enjoy your day, have fun. I'm just here to get my stuff. And I think the easiest way to do this is going to be just to move all of this and then put it on this side, just because, well, I mean, I don't really see another option here for now. Let me throw this in here and then I guess forget all of the sorting we had going on. I just want to put all of this stuff away for now. So I think pretty much everything here was just in this chest. And we'll just act like that. And then I'm going to take this shovel just in case. I mean, I need to repair the other one, but this one's fine. And then I'm trying to see how far I can go before I have to, like, because I want a platform here, but you know, it's looking like I'm gonna need to go directly up here. Let's just place this and see what our slope is if we go here, and then see what leniency we have when it comes to being up here. Now, the main problem obviously is this large reservoir of water, so we'll just have to see where this comes up. Oh, well, that's not what I wanted. Well, looks like everything's washed away. Let's just grab a few blocks real quick and then just cover this up completely. I think that's just going to help us tremendously. I mean, it already has messed up everything we've had going on down here. So let's just fix that real quick. Again, I'm not too upset with how this turned out. I just think it'd be nice to have, you know, not a terrible entrance there. Let's let that do its thing real quick. We're going to have to just run and get all of our stuff. Boy, we really had... Oh, okay. That's good. It doesn't really destroy anything. Has it destroyed our torches? No. No torches have been destroyed. Either that or I picked them up, but I didn't hear myself pick this up. Let's just swim up here before we lose this water. There we go. Yeah, it's going to take a second there. And yeah, here I didn't lose any either. Yeah, you can tell where I've been collecting my materials from. I am going to add, you know, some spaces down here. So I think I'll just go ahead and place some of these right here. There. But I don't want to place too many just yet because I need to make sure that this is all right for the angle, of course. This guy just flew right up at me and scared the bejeebus out of me. That's not good, buddy. Okay. So it's looking like we have very little leniency in terms of where this is going to come out. Because, well, you probably saw that this is where it comes out. So let's just build a nice little platform here. And then we can detail around this. I'm more focused on, like, just building this out. So that's all. I just want to build this portion out. Anything else is strictly vanity, but here I do want to make sure that I'm doing a good thing here. Let's see. Should be like this. And then we should have 3 down. There we go. Did I fix that? Okay, that is correct. Then we'll just boom, boom. Ah, so we got more stairs to work with. That's fun. And then more just blocks in general. I think I'm going to leave this center block as something. And then I think right here we'll just do... No, not that. That looks bad. We'll just do this. And then, you know, have everything else down there. I think that'll look good. Here, let's just kind of fill this in just a little bit more, you know. Don't want to have another flood, especially with, you know, dealing with items that, well, are sensitive to water. Oh, that was all of them? Okay. Well, that's good for now. Let's see where... Oh, okay. And you know what? I will take these because we don't need the bottom ones. We just need the stairs. Can you please... Oh my gosh. There we go. Yeah, we just need these little stair portions. Anything else, it's fine. I'll leave it. Except down there. That one that one looks a little troublesome. And I guess we can actually just completely change our little area here. Is this silk touch? Yes, it is. Okay, so I'll need to use that. But we can completely change this spot and honestly just build our little landing pad right down here. What is going on with my placement right now? There we go. I just wanted to... I only had to get... Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. I only had to get that block anyway. Okay, let me get some logs here and let me make some stairs, because we're gonna need that more than anything, I think. And I'm okay with this intersecting with the pathway. I just don't want any, water going down it. There's a point of, where you're working with your landscape or your surroundings versus where you're just like brute forcing everything. And at least in this world, it's completely realistic to just block that off and have a nice little standby station or something like that, because I likely wouldn't be able to get rid of that anyway. It seems like it's a pretty large water cave, unless I'm nope, that's a big one. So yeah, if anything, we'll just leave it as is, and it can be the water that we use to cool the drills or something. And in the future, I can design something that makes it look nice, but for now we're gonna stick with our little staircase down. And this is gonna house railroad tracks, obviously, well, minecart tracks. So we don't need to do anything crazy. And the good thing about this design that I'm doing is that hold on, sorry, concentrating. But it's that we have a middle block that I can easily add supports to. So that'll be nice. It'll just be nice to have this area completed and done. Get out of here. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Nice fall damage kill there. And then for down here, I'm just going to go straight on up and do this. I might have to adjust this little area. And, I mean, if I'm being real, that's going to, well, I don't know. We'll see. Because if I go like this, that's not too big of a problem. We'll be fine. And then, I mean, right here, I don't need to do anything. So we'll see what we can do. But let me just do this for now. And I'm going to have to make some called powered rails as well. But this way, it's fast to get up and it's fast to go down. And then once we have rail tracks, it's actually quite fast. Now, this is a good way of getting down. Don't get me wrong, but this is going to be just faster, The ladder slows you down a little. So there's that. And then here. Oh, this is nice. Ah, dang it. I was going to say this is a nice way to build down. It is if you place the right blocks. Ah, I did it again. And here, I think I'm just going to place this wood, going down here. That way I can just have something that keeps me standardized and, well, centralized. I don't want to get too lost, but this mine shaft obviously is going to be mainly just for walking around. But I have never had like a central mine shaft location. So I think this would be a great spot to start. And we can, make this area look a little nicer. I mean, that's kind of the goal of this. So, with that, we can just keep it nice. And I know I just said the same thing twice, essentially. No, I said the exact same thing twice. But I just want to make a nice mine entrance and something, that's a base camp worth being proud of. And I also want to make sure that I have access to down here. I'd like to restore this mine shaft that's down here. I want it to be like this is the old branch. And then, this is the new branch. We're tapping into this. It's almost like restoring a mine shaft. But I think now that we have the blocks, we can do it. Now, obviously, I'm going to just try and aim for some basic restoration. I think that'll be okay. But for now, I'm going to do this, and then we'll build. Yeah, this is going to be a tricky one. Because I want to do these. Actually, wait, I can just do this, and it won't matter. Because I'm going to be taking this wood anyway. We'll leave that like that. There we go. And then we'll just go down here. Also, remember at the beginning of this episode, no, dang. I did plant a bunch of pine trees or spruce trees, if you will. So those will keep us grounded too. But I've been meaning to do this anyway. I need a direct access to, good resources. So I figured why not dig this out and make it a true mine. Now, I guess one of the things that I should consider is the lava here, because obviously we see what happened right here. I want to make sure that, we're doing this in a safe manner. Well, actually, I can just get rid of that lava source anyway. I think I'll just do that. The hardest part of this is just going to be getting the mine shaft down to the deep slate level, because I do have some mine shafts down there, but I want to make sure that yeah, some mine shafts as in, you know, where I mine deep slate, but I want to make sure that everything is all peachy clean and safe. Mainly, I just don't want my investment to burn down. I feel like it's a pretty solid, you know, strategy and just a decent expectation here. I will say I'm so glad that I built this out, because I mean, at this point you don't really even need detailing out here. Maybe like a little cart for some, like a micro build or something, but I really love how this tree farm is turning out. I guess you could call it more of an orchard, but either way it's great. And like now we have access to this, and all of our great little spruce trees are growing up, and man, it is quite nice. I really like this. Now, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with this. Maybe I'll just dig this out. I think for the mine, if we have just like a dedicated avenue down to the actual like place where I dig deep slate, then I'll be happy. I don't think I'm going to dig that out completely this episode. And I'm definitely not Oh, okay. Our little friend got a little grabby here. Okay. I was like, what the heck's going on? But I definitely want to make sure that our mine is safe. I've been talking about that, you know, like in the hardcore world, I tried to cave with, well, I mean, a man-made mine shaft, like a non-world generated mine shaft. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just very excited. Well, here's something I can do as a part of a micro detailing effort. I can add some bushes just along the lines here so that, oh, I like that. Yeah, I can just add some bushes here. So if I have spare leaves, I'll just drop them around here and make them look like there's just bushes along the path. See, you can always add detail. And of course, okay, I can't do it with a stone button. I was going to say, of course, we can add stone blocks and put stone buttons here as pebbles on the path. Again, the further along we get in the game, the easier it's going to be to do fine details. Right now, we're kind of just doing some detailed builds, or making the current builds we have a little more detailed, showing some love to some areas that haven't got some love. And one that actually flew under the radar this whole episode was that nether portal area. That's okay. We'll figure something out to do with that. Don't worry. And I'm so used to just running up there and then dropping down that I completely forgot that we had this. Oh, being in, yeah. Now it's good for fall damage. Let's see. This, we're probably going to have to drop down here. I think I usually take this route. Okay, we're just going to have to drop down further. Ow! Okay, good grief. I'm also going to have to light this place up a little better. A little safer. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I did not get out of here. Ooh, hey! Have I looted this? Crosswalker 2. It's not terrible. And you know what? I'm going to take these rails. Glowberries. There. I have not looted that one. Now, I'm going to leave this part just because I think it'll be nice. Oh, okay, good. I did break that. Ow. Ow! Oh, okay. Hold on. Pause, people. Pause. Witch, go away. Okay, this is not a good spot to be in. There we go. Okay, that was almost bad, but like not bad because, you know, we can restart. I'm just trying to get over here so I can clog up that lava. And you know what? I'm just going to light this area up. I know I should have done that earlier, but what are you going to do? The being an episode. Yeah, see. Oh my gosh. Where did you come from, sir? Get out of here. Yeah, see. What is this? You're Satan. I swear these have more health than the other zombies. Oh my gosh. All right, come on, guys. Getting ridiculous. I know I should have lit it up. Oh my god. What the? Let's just isolate this just a little bit. Hey! Oh my gosh. You guys are actually getting some hardcore beaning moments. Could you imagine if this was a hardcore world? Now, this is just because I'm not paying attention and I'm playing very recklessly. because I can. So don't worry. We're just trying to get rid of the lava here. Oh, and I guess I picked up more torches. All right, well, that's fine. I don't know how that zombie got up here, though. Did he climb up? Can zombies can't climb. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, my gosh. Oh, what the? Friendly fire. Oh, my gosh. Give a zombie a spear. Get out of here. Give a zombie a spear, and he thinks he's better than everyone. All right, here's... Oh, that's how they can climb scaffolding. That's new. Good to know that. What the heck? Oh. Wait, what's that? Power 2? Big bully! They can get up here. Alright, what the heck's going on in here? Oh, that's what. Hey! Oh my gosh. This is like embarrassing. But it's funny because this is all just annoying. Like, I'm not worried about what's gonna happen to me. Alright, come on. I'm so tired of poison. That's why I hate the... Get out of here. That's why I hate the cave spiders. Well, that was useless. Alright. Oh my... There's so many monsters down here. Go away. Go away. Whoa, my gosh. I really need to take care of this cave. You see why we're building this? You see why this is a project that I need to pay attention to? It's just monsters coming out of nowhere. And yes, I know. I need to light it up. And I'm going to hear the comments about it. But I'm not focused on that right now. I don't want to deal with that. I also don't have the torches to do it. There we go. Okay. There's so many mobs. I guess now that there's... Oh my gosh. Wait, you're still over there? Can I just like shoot you? Thank you. All right. Again, this is all just because I wanted some... I wanted to make my mine shaft just a little bit better. There. Out of here. Maybe I should focus on the other side. I don't know. Well, you know what I can do is I can clear the area of any unwanted items. So I can clean up this little bit and then we can go from there. Like, I don't need all of this and I'm going to have my mine shaft come down here anyway. So now that we've cleared out the lava, let's just clear this out. I just can't believe that we had to go through that for our little bit. Now, what is this? Where is... Okay, I don't need to be paying attention to that. Skeleton. All right, hold on. Let me come deal with you in a sec. Yeah, all I need to do is get down to this level. You can see how that's posing a challenge. Or how that poses a challenge. I don't know. All right, let's go up here. Then hopefully up on this level, it's just a little easier to work. Sure. Whatever. Oh my gosh. Got so much crap in my inventory now, but that's fine. As long as I can do this. There we go. And then I'm just going to keep building out. I mean, it gets to a point where all the misclicks just feed up, build up, and then you're just like, but I mean, I'm not really that upset. It's the mobs that really got to me. Hey, at least we got Frostwalker out of it, you know? It could be worse. Yeah, see, I see you down there. I'm tired of dealing with skeletons. There we go. Oh, where'd you come from? We gotta save the most exciting parts for last because I know, I need to light this place up, but I can't do that properly. And I also just need to be able to build this. Once I build this, everything's okay. Is that the case? I mean, realistically, no, but it gives me an out. Man can dream. All right, let's get rid of all of these then so that our little work area is clean. And then we can go to the next portion of track, or I guess track support. And then we can move on from there. Thank you. And honestly, the thing that makes this much more complicated than it needs to be is just the fact that there's all this to work around. And we just fell down. Okay, let me get all of this, and then I'm going to just deal with this myself. I just want the track to be done. I want the supports. I want everything just to work out. So let me do that, and then we'll do the detailing in a sec. Oh, there we go. And that's literally all I wanted to do. That's it. Now, could I clean this part up and make it look a little nicer? Of course. I will probably do that this episode. I'm not 100% sure, but I just want to make sure that I get this portion done. The actual just ramp down. The stairs are very nice. I should make it a little safer, but you know, I mean, I don't really, I'm fine. Like, I'm fine right now with whatever's going on here. So I'm just going to pretend like everything's okay, and then we'll just make our stairs and we'll be on our way. There we go. Good. And then the supports, I'm probably gonna use fence posts, and more specifically, I'll use the little dark oak fence posts. And I see, look at this. You leave for a second, and then all the skeletons are like, the skeletons are what I'm going to need to worry about, but with proper lighting, that won't need to be an issue, and that will come with establishing our mine shaft down here. But I can't deal with these little sniper butt heads all the time. Eventually they're gonna get to me. Oh well. Can't complain when you made the soup. And that, I don't think I've ever heard that phrase used before. But I mean, it stands, and it applies to me. Skeleton, I swear on everything that is holy, if you don't leave me alone, I will destroy you. I will destroy your dumb little skeleton bones, and I will destroy everything that is near and dear to you. Let me get in here. Let me live for a second. All right, let me breathe. Ugh. And yes, I am aware that I have torches in my offhand. Whew, okay. Let's just go ahead and build these stairs back out before we are rudely interrupted. And I'm going to have to just light everything up down here, because it is just impossible now with the mobs tracking without, you know, having a dedicated lighting up moment. I don't know, illumination moment, because they're just coming out of nowhere. They're coming out of these cracks, crevices. I guess that's Minecraft mobs for you. But yeah, we'll take care of that once we get all of this sorted. And it's really just as simple as grabbing a bunch of torches. So that won't be an issue. In a cave like this as well, you know, I haven't explored much of this little surrounding area. So it is, you know, understandable. I see you coming. Don't worry. Here, go that way. It is understandable that they are coming out from just like random spots. Upside is we've completed this portion of the track. So that's good. Unsure of where I'm going to go next, but it'll probably be away from here, because this little area up here where I get all my stuff from is very well illuminated. And then you come down here and it's like, oh, scary. This is not a good area. Yeah, see, I mean, it's like I don't have spots like that illuminated. So we'll take care of that later down the line. This, I've just always wanted to have this, so now we have a nice dedicated spot, and then we can clean this up a little bit. See, how's that not a tree? Does it have to have dirt under it? Do I even have dirt? No. And then we'll clean this up as we go along. And I know there's like torches around here that I can grab, but that's fine. This is going to be like free wood. Oh my god, creeper. I'm surprised you had any health left after that. Hello, spider. There we go. And let's just... yeah, we're going to have to spend a whole day just cleaning all this out. There's just so much here that we can take care of. Is that the creeper that fell? I swear if that's the creeper that fell, someone needs to study him. There we go. Okay, is everything looking better now? Is everyone happy down here? I'm happier now that it's done. I hope you guys are too. All right, let's get rid of this. Yeah, and this whole thing will just have to... it'll be a work in progress. It'll be a whole project. Oh, what the... All right, these guys aren't so bad anymore, and they look even funnier with the new models. So they're not terrible. I will give them that. But now I'm just happy that we have a direct route down into the little cave portion of this. I'm a little sad that we're gonna have to get rid of this, but it'll look better in the future, and we can use all these campfires for just some good builds in the future. You know, dang, that Enderman's just like having a little hoarding party down there. You see that? He's got like 4 blocks. He's got one in his hand. He plays 3. Yeah, even though this is has been our nice little mining area, it's time we retire it. And it's time we reap all of these campfires. It served its purpose, though. You know? Why did that pop all the way over there? Whatever. These things are flying. I don't care. I'm just glad that we have a nice little area. And then here, I'm going to leave that because that's going to be probably the only safe way down. Things are getting a little crazy right here. So let's just do this. Okay. And then we're going to shift click all this. Ooh, this is a little scary. Okay. Had me for a second there. Yeah, we'll need to figure out what all we're doing with this. It was a cool design when I first started, don't get me wrong. But I think you know, times are calling for something different. If I had a hunch. Plus, we can use these fence posts for supports on our little mineshaft track. I do still want to have like a little area like this below right here, but I mean, outside of that, I don't see any use for this. I might move it though. I think I'm definitely going to move it because realistically, I have used and mined pretty much every piece of ore except for like that copper right there in this area. And the goal of this mine shaft is going to be that, you know, when we clear out a room, we move to the next one, except for the like stone quarry bit. That one we're gonna leave because, well, you know, it's a stone quarry thing. It's a stone mine. Yeah, not really a quarry, is it? Yeah, see, things like pop all the way down here. And then there's stuff that popped all the way up here. I don't understand Minecraft sometimes. Now, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense that they're over here, but I think something popped as far as up here. Nope. Okay, I got it. I thought, okay, whatever. There we go. Now here's fine. Let's just tear this down too while we're at it. Again, I mean, time to pack up shop. We're moving this downstairs into the deeper chamber because we have mined all of this. Now, I haven't really mined this in its entirety. I've mined pretty much everything that I can get from down there, but in terms of like the ceiling, there's some stuff I can grab. Overall, though, this is all mined out. So it's time. It's time to move on. Now, I'm going to leave these chests here for now because I do not have the inventory space to handle that. Actually, yes, I do, because I can just take these other chests. Go. Boom. Okay, good. Now, the one thing I do have to remember is I just need to break the muscle memory of running down. Excuse me. Thank you. I just need to break the muscle memory of running out here and then just hurling myself off this cliff, because that wouldn't be too good. Now, I'm going to go down and grab some cobblestone because I think we can have just a nice little curved balcony area right here. And I think that'll be a nice just end to this era. You know, we don't need anything beyond here. This can be a nice little, just a balcony or nice little overhang or something. Yeah. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this spot and then curve it around and then have a nice little observation deck. So let's see where you can then some fences just for safety. I think we'll be all good there. Yeah. Let's go up here and then we'll do 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Yep, good enough. That's really all I actually need. Oh, let me place that there. Okay, now that's all I need. And you know, even where'd my hello? Did my pickaxe fall down here? That's interesting. I think I might have shift clicked it in. I definitely didn't hit Q. Yep, there you are. Good. Yeah, I definitely didn't hit Q, so that was a little interesting. Let's take you and then just have something for safety here. Then you can go away. Perfect. And then we'll just kind of make this area just a whole observation area. There. Yeah, that's fine. Nothing bad with simple. And you know what? I'm tired of these guys. Let's just go answer the quick question. And in the spirit of details, I actually went ahead and lit these candles. Now they're fully lit. I think I saw a comment a while back when I built the library that asked to light the candles. So there you go. But today's quick question comes from Joel Matthew 1060, and they ask, have you considered maybe starting another channel where you play other games? And then, hold on, there's some extra context. I've heard you mention Cities Skylines too. Maybe that or Valheim. More being in adventures would be awesome. Awesome. But yes, the answer to your question is I have considered it. Now, the only problem is I have absolutely no extra time in my life right now to do something like that. And I mean, shoot, I'm still working on the 15,000 subscribers video. I probably have about 1 hour a week to myself where I don't have to do anything. And that is on top of everything that I already do. So it's very hard to do extra things. It's stuff that I really want to do, but the stage of life right now just isn't compatible because, again, this isn't my full-time job. I already have a full-time job, and then I do this on top of it. So, I mean, you saw earlier in the video, most nights I stay up till like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning working on these videos, and then I work all day. And then on top of that, you know, we've got a new child in the house. So I'm trying to be involved, be balanced, but I just don't have the time. And I really want to. And I mean, it can show because, you know, my comments, I don't even have the time to sit down and look at the comments because I don't have that much time that I'm sitting doing nothing. I really want to do it though. I don't like, I really want to start like other channels and venture into things like games. I want to, you know, expand things. I'm having so much fun making these videos, but it's just, oh, not a good time to have spare time. You know, as time goes on, I'll get a little more freed up, but right now it's just blah. So nothing in the works right now, but it is on the very distant horizon. And you know, things like even like starting a Minecraft server and stuff, I haven't even had time to look into researching that. So yeah, it's just very limited on time, but it is something that I want to do. I love playing Cities Skylines. I have Bellwright, which is an interesting game. I played it like once on this channel 2 years ago, back when I had more free time. And you know, it was good. It was good. But, you know, I tried Hightail. That was okay. You know, the game is fun and everything, but it needs another channel. And then on top of that, you know, again, this isn't my full-time job, so I have a lot of other things that take priority over this. Man, don't grow up too fast, otherwise you will have no time to yourself. But hopefully that answered your question. I hope you guys enjoyed today. I had fun, even though, you know, there were some times when I was very tired in this episode, but I had a lot of fun. And again, I'm not complaining. When I say I don't have any free time, it's literally a product of I don't have free time because I'm trying to be, you know, involved. I'm trying to be a good parent and supportive of my family, but then I'm also trying to advance my career and do this. So it's a product of me being ambitious and just trying to keep going and also balance giving enough attention to my family. So even though it may sound tough, it is very fun. This has become, you know, kind of like a release where, yes, it is kind of a little bit of extra work throughout the week, but I completely enjoy doing it. And you know me, I wouldn't do it if I didn't want to. So that's why I'm doing it, because I want to. And it's something I've wanted to do for over 10 years now. And I just started, and we're finally building a community around the channel, which I love. I love seeing all your comments and everything. So again, most all of this is for just the passion, really. And yes, we will have other channels in the future, but right now it's just a pinch of time. So we're gonna keep with our current schedule, and then of course, as time frees up, we'll expand into other things and we'll have lots of fun. But I think the one thing that will open up, at least within the year at some point, is the occasional live stream. That one would be fun to do, and that is something that, you know, we can do playing on this world or playing on another world, you know. So we'll see. But thank you all for watching. I'll see you next week. And yeah. Thank you all for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video and continue to enjoy the content. Leave a like, a comment, or subscribe if you made it this far, and consider hyping the video if you think more people should know about this channel. A special thank you to our members. If you are a member, you'll receive early access to the videos, a shout out at the end of every video, custom stickers next to your name, and custom emojis, plus members-only Discord channels, and more as the channel scales up. Memberships are not expected but highly appreciated, and I appreciate all of my channel viewers, regardless of how they choose to consume my videos. This has been Let's Play Minecraft. I'm Beanin. Peace.